prepare small group poems and large group poems. During the small group poems, we please ask that you hold your applause until all of the poems are done. Thank you, and hope you enjoy. O Captain, my Captain, by Walt Whitman.
O Captain,
My captain,
our fearful ship is done. The ship is weathered, every wreck of the prize we sought is won.
The port is near, the bells are here, the people all exulting.
The ball wise and steady till the vessel grim and daring.
Royal heart,
heart over the bleeding chapter red.
around the deck, my Captain.
Fallen, cold, and dead.
My captain doesn't answer. His lips are peeling still.
My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will.
The ship is anchored, safe and sound. The voyage closed and done.
From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with obvious one.
Exalt the shores and
ringle bells.
That I once will tread.
Walk the deck, my captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead. Dreams Deferred by Langston Hughes.
What happens to a dream deferred?
Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?
Does it fester like a sore and then run?
Stink like rotten meat.
Or passenger over like a syrupy sweet?
Is it sad like a heavy load?
Or
Does
does
it
it
explode?
Way Down in the Music by Eloise Greenfield.
I get way down in the music, down inside the music.
Sound it wake me? Take me.
Spin around and make me.
I get down into the sound of Jackson 5, into the tune of the Earth, Wind, Fire.
Down in the place where the deep comes from.
Down in the horn and down in the drum.
I get down, I get down. I get way down in the music, down inside the music.
Sound it wake me? Take me.
Spin around and shake me.
I get down, down.
I get down.
This is just to say, by William Carlos Williams.
I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox.
And then you were probably saving for breakfast.
Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet.
Be Prepared by Jeremy Bloom.
This is poetry class. I'm supposed to be writing a poem.
I chew on my pencil.
I stare upward seeking information and count the holes of the ceiling.
12 holes by 12 holes. 444.
This room is 22 tiles by 29, 638 tiles.
91,871 holes.
But this is one of 38 classrooms.
Boasting 3,891,136 grade A government inspected ceiling holes.
Divided by 612 students.
Comes to 5,704 happy.
Eligible for the ballot.
Should the teacher want some dazzling stats?
I'll be ready.
Things I always spring to. Went to the corner.
Walked in the store.
Bought up candy. Ain't got no more.
Ain't got it no more.
Went to the beach,
Played on the shore.
built me a sandhouse, ain't got no more.
Ain't got no more.
Went to the kitchen. Laid on the floor. Made me a poem. Still got it. Still got it.
Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near.
Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year.
He gives his horns bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake.
The only other sound's the sweep of easy wind and downy flake.
The woods are lovely,
Dark and deep,
but I have promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep.
and miles to go before I sleep.
Buffalo Dusk by Carl Sandburg.
The buffaloes are gone, and those who saw the buffaloes are gone.
Those who saw them by the thousands.
And how they paw the prairie sod into dust with their hooves. And the great heads pawing on in great patches of dust.
Those who saw the buffaloes are gone,
And the buffaloes are gone. Woman Work by Maya Angelou. I got the children to tend, the clothes to mend.
the floor to mop, the food to shop, and the chicken to fry and the baby to dry.
I've got the company to feed and the garden to weed. I've got shirts to press, the tops to dress.
This candy to be cut, I gotta clean up this hut.
Then see about the sick and the cotton to pick.
Shine on me, sunshine,
Rain on me, rain.
fall softly dewdrops and cool my brow again. Storm blow me from here with your fiercest wind.
Let me float across the sky till I can rest again. Fall softly, snowflakes,
Cover me with white, hold icy kisses,
and let me rest today. Sun,
rain, curving sky,
mountain, ocean,
leaf and stone, stars shine,
moon glow.
you're all that I can call my own. The Pedigree of Honey by Emily Dickinson.
The pedigree of honey does not concern the bee.
No lineage of ecstasy delay the butterfly.
On Spanish journeys to the peak of some perceived thing.
To its way to Tripoli.
A more essential thing.
The pedigree of honey does not concern the bee.
The club at any time is aristocracy.
Appeal for a Raising Allowance by Jeremy Bloom. Seems clear to me that the normal progression
A salary increases in my profession. It indicates serious signs of recession that lead to severe economic depression.
And so I request my parental relation
to give me immediate pay elevation, which will give me cause for wild celebration.
To rattle the windows across this great nation and stave off starvation.
Inflation!
A red, red rose by Robert Burns.
All my moves like a red, red rose. It's newly sprung in June.
All my love's like the melody.
That sweetly played in tune.
As for art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love mine,
And I will love thee still, my dear.
till all the seas gain dry. Till all the seas gain dry, my dear.
And the rocks melt with the sun.
I will love thee still, my dear.
While the sands of life shall run.
as fair thee wheel, my only lube, as fair thee wheel awhile,
And I will come again, my Lou.
though it wear 10,000 miles. Who has seen the wind, bright Crispina, Rossetti?
Who has seen the wind?
Neither I,
Nor you.
when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through.
Who has seen the wind?
Neither you,
Nor I.
but when the trees bow down their heads,
The wind is passing by.
Life is fine by Langston Hughes.
I went down to the river and sat down on the bank. I tried to think but couldn't, so I jumped in and sank.
I came up once and hollered. I came up twice and cried. Thought our head into been so cold, I might have sunk and died. But it was cold in that water. It was cold.
I took the elevator 16 floors above the ground. I thought about my baby and I thought it would have found.
I stood there and I hollered, I stood there and I cried. If it hadn't been so high, I might have jumped and died. But it was high up there. It was high. And since I'm still here living, I guess I will live on. I could have died for love, but for living I was born.
Though you may see me holler,
And you may see me cry.
I'll be dog sleep, baby.
But you gonna see me die.
life is fine.
Fine as wine.
Life is fine.
The Falls by Carl Sandburg.
The fog comes on little cat's feet.
It sits looking over harbor and city.
I'm silent,
Bunches.
and then moves on.
Negotiating Bedtimes by Jeremy Bloom.
Mom came in at 9:30. I figured I'd start high. I gave her half past midnight. Hey, it was worth a try.
She jumped it to 9:30. I dropped to 12:15. I had to give a little. Look how sensible she's been.
She said 9:45. I countered 12:07:30. Negotiated. Said it was always down at 30.
I mentioned it's 1:30 before Alvin goes to bed. Of course he looks like someone from the night of the living dead.
Mom dug in. I begged and pleaded. Just one more half hour. It's hard to bulldoze someone who already holds full power.
She offered up to 11, with TV off by 10.
I accepted with conditions that we started off again.
Like midnights on the weekend. I had a perfect reason.
To ask the same for one of the nights throughout the football season.
She had no answer.
This had put her on the ropes for real.
I threw in garbage takeout.
And she folded.
It's a deal.
Battle 1 is lost by Phil George.
They said,
We're no longer a lad.
I nodded. They said,
Enter the council lodge.
I sat. They said,
Our land's at stake.
I scowled. They said,
We're at war.
I hated. They said,
Prepare red war symbols.
I fainted. They said,
Count coups.
I scowled. They said,
You'll see friends die.
I cringed. They said,
Desperate warriors fight best.
I charged. They said,
Some will be wounded.
I bled. They said,
To die is glorious.
they lied.
As soon as Fred gets out of bed by Jack Paluski.
As soon as Fred gets out of bed, his underwear goes on his head.
His mother laughs, don't put it there. I
has no place for underwear.
But near his ears above his brains, his square Fred's underwear remains.
At night when Fred goes back to bed, he definitely fucks it off his head.
His mother switches off the light and softly says, good night, good night. And for reasons no one knows, Fred's underwear goes on his toes.
I'm Nobody, Who Are You? By Emily Dickinson.
I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody, Sarah?
Then there's a pair of us.
Don't tell.
They advertise, you know.
How dreary to be somebody.
How public, like a frog.
To tell one's name the livelong June.
To admiring moths.
Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein.
There is a place where the sidewalk ends and before the street begins.
And there the grass grows soft and white.
And there's a sunbird comes bright.
And there the moonbird rests from his light.
To cool in the permanent wind.
Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black and the dark street winds and bends.
Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow.
We shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow.
And watch where the chalk white arrows go.
To the place where the sidewalk ends. We shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow. And we'll go where the chalk white arrows go.
For the children, they mark.
And the children,
They know the place where the sidewalk ends.
Cool Tune by Carl Sanders.
When Abraham Lincoln was shoveled into his tomb.
He forgot the copperheads and the assassin.
In the dust and the cool tunes.
And Ulysses Grant lost all thought of con men in Wall Street.
Cash and collateral turned ashes.
In
the
the
dust,
in the cool tombs.
who could hunt his body?
Lovely as a poplar.
Sweet as a red hind in November or a pawpaw in May. Did she wonder?
Does she remember?
In the dust,
In the cool tombs. Shake any street of people buying clothes and groceries.
Cheering the hero.
Throwing confetti and blowing tin horns.
Tell me if the lovers are losers.
Tell me if any get more than the lovers.
in the dust, in the cool tombs.
I Met a Seer by Stephen Crane. I met a seer. He held in his hands the book of wisdom.
Sir,
I addressed him.
let me read.
He began.
Sir,
I said,
think not that I am a child, for already I know much of that which you hold. Aye, much.
he smiled.
Then he opened the book and held it before me. Strange that I should have grown so suddenly blind. Mommy slept late and Daddy fixed breakfast by John Ciardi.
Daddy
fixed us breakfast. He made us each a waffle.
It looked like gravel pudding. It tasted something awful.
Ha ha,
He said, I'll try again. This time we'll get it right.
But what I got was in between the two and his anthracite.
A little too well done. Well, I had to start all over.
That time what landed on my plate looked like a manhole cover.
I tried to cut it with the fork. The fork gave off a spark.
I tried a knife and twisted it into a question mark.
I tried it with the hacksaw. I tried it with the torch.
It didn't even make a dent. It didn't even scorch.
Then
I tried to get breakfast when Mommy's sleeping late.
I think I'll skip the waffles.
I'd sooner eat the plate.
Bleezer's Ice Cream by Janet Polutsky. Hi, I'm Ebenezer Bleezer. I run Bleezer's Ice Cream Store. There are flavors in my freezer you have never seen before.
28 divine creation.
Delicious to resist. Want to do yourself a favor? Try the flavors on my list.
Cocoa mocha macaroni.
Tapioca smoked bologna.
Checkerberry cheddar chew.
Chicken cherry honeydew.
Tutti frutti sweet tomato.
Tuna taco baked potato.
Lobster lychee lima bean. Mozzarella mango steam.
Almond tamarind salami.
Ham anchovy cream pastrami.
Sassafras lucky hash.
Sukiyaki succotash.
Butter prickle pepper pickle.
Pomegranate pumpernickel.
Peach pimento pizza plum.
Peanut pumpkin bubble gum.
Broccoli banana bluster.
Choco chapsui cluster.
Avocado Brussels sprouts.
Periwinkle sauerkraut.
Cotton candy carrot custard.
Cauliflower cola mustard.
Onion dumpling double dip.
Turnip truffle triple fluff.
Garlic gumbo gravy guava.
Lentil lemon liver lava.
Orange olive bagel bean.
Watermelon waffle wheat.
Hi, I'm Ebenezer Bleezer. I run Bleezer's Ice Cream Store. Taste the flavor from my freezer.
You will surely ask for more.
What If by Shel Silverstein.
Last night, while I lay thinking here, some what ifs crawled inside my ear.
And pranced and partied all night long to sing their same old what if song.
What if I'm dumb in school?
What if they closed the swimming pool?
What if I get beat up?
What if there's poison in my cup?
What if I start to cry?
What if I get sick and die?
What if I flunk that test?
What if green hair grows on my chest?
What if nobody likes me?
What if a bolt of lightning strikes me?
What if I don't grow taller?
What if my head starts getting smaller?
What if the fish won't bite?
What if the winters not my kite?
What if they start a war?
What if my parents get divorced?
What if the bus is late?
What if my teeth are growing straight?
What if I tear my pants?
What if I never learned to dance?
Everything would seem well, and
The
then...
nighttime would strike again.
Desiderata by Max Ehrmann.
Go placidly amid the noise and the haste.
And remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender.
Be in good terms with all persons.
Speak your truth quietly and clearly, Mrs. Ellis.
Even to the dull and the ignorant.
They too have their story.
Avoid loud and aggressive person.
There are vexations to the spirit.
If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter.
For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself.
Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans.
Keep interested in your own career, however humble.
It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time.
Exercise caution in your business affairs.
For the world is full of trickery.
Let us not blind you to what virtue there is. For many persons strive for high ideals.
And everywhere, life is full of heroism.
Be yourself, especially do not feign affection.
Neither be cynical about love.
For in the face of all aridity and disenchantment,
It is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the youth, gracefully surrendering the things of youth.
Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in some misfortune.
But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings.
many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness.
Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars.
You have the right to be here.
And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore be at peace with God.
Whatever you conceive him to be.
And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life,
Keep peace in your soul.
with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world.
Be cheerful.
Strive to be happy.
Casey at the back by Ernest Lawrence Thayer.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day.
Discourse to 42 with but one ending more play.
And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same.
Appalling silence fell on the patrons of the gang.
The straggling few got up to go into despair. The rest clung to the hope of springs eternal and leaving his rest.
They thought,
If only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat.
But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Dewey Blake. The former was a hoodoo, the latter was a cake.
So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy said, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat.
But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all. And Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, the man saw what had occurred. They were to mistake that second and Flynn a hug and third.
From 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell.
It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell.
It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat.
For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat.
There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place.
There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile like Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he let ease off his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat.
10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt.
Then while the rising pitcher ground the ball into his hip,
Fine flashed from Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip.
And now the leathern-covered sphere came hurtling through the air.
And Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there.
Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball in heated sped.
That ain't my style.
Said Casey.
Strike one!
The umpire said.
From the benches back of people, there went up a muffled roar.
Boo!
Like the beating of the storm rays on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand.
It's likely they'd have killed him, had not Casey raised his hand.
a smile of Christian charity Grit Casey's visage showed. Still the rising tumult.
He bade the game go on.
He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun spear flew. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said,
Strike two! Fraud!
Cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered.
Fraud!
One scornful look from Casey, and the audience was on.
They saw his face go stern and cold. They saw his muscles stern. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let the ball go by again. The snare is gone from Casey's left.
His teeth are clenched in hate.
He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate.
And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go.
And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow.
Oh, sorry
Somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright.
The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light, and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout.
There is no joy in Mudville.
Mighty Casey has struck out.
1 by Cheryl Sawyer.
As the soot and the dirt and the ash rained down,
We became one color.
As we carried each other down the stairs in the burning building.
We became one class.
as we lit candles of waiting and hope,
We became one generation.
as the firefighters and police officers fought their way through the inferno,
We became one gender.
As we fell to our knees and prayed for strength.
We became one faith.
as we whispered or shouted words of encouragement,
We spoke one language.
As we gave our blood in lines a mile long.
We became one body.
As we mourn together the great loss.
We became one family.
as we cried tears of grief and loss,
We became one soul.
As we retell with pride the sacrifice of heroes.
We become one people.
We are one color,
One class.
One generation.
One gender.
One faith. One language. One body.
one family.
One soul.
One people. We are the power of one. We are united. We are America.
we have one more poem for our Poetry Live performance. It will be our last one, and we hope you enjoy it. Keep a Poem in Your Pocket by Beatrice Shanky Ray.
Keep a poem in your pocket and a picture in your head, and you'll never feel lonely at night when you're in bed. A little poem sings to you